Hi guys! So a few people have seen my marbled nails I've done in this set. So I have the blue and the black ones that are marbled, and they have shown interest in seeing how it's done. So I'm going to do a quick little tutorial on this. Now I didn't want to do the same thing as I did on these nails, so for my inspiration is this rock. I thought it has really awesome colors and design, and in the words of Cam Patterson, I'm not retarded, but I like rocks. And that's what we're gonna do. So I did a test run of a few nails first. So we have these that are done just to make sure I could do it. So we're gonna start with a nail with a flat white coat, and then a matte coat on top. So no judgment here. My white I'm using is just Madam Glam Perfect White, no judgment, because the top is really dirty, but it's old, and I honestly don't use white a lot. Next, after I put the white coat on, I am going to use this Supreme matte coat by Two Guys. You can probably use any matte coat you want. Let's see, I have a PLA matte coat, I have Madam Glam matte coat, I have others around. Use what you want. I really like the Two Guys stuff, so it's nice and easy. So that's done on that nail. The next thing you're going to need is alcohol ink. Now I have a set off Amazon. It was, I think, 24 alcohols for like $13, $14, very cheap. So this is what the alcohol ink looks like. I am using in this set, I'm going to use black, white. I'm going to mix a blue and white. And then I'm mixing a lime green, a golden, and a blue for that main green color in this nail. Now, the brushes I use, honestly, are super cheap. Don't use your good brushes because you're going to dip them in acetone a lot. So these brushes I have these are actually, I got them off Amazon quite a while ago, and they're actually brushes for, I believe, painting D&D minis. Because at some point in my time, I mean, I do run D&D games, and I thought at some point, I'm going to paint minis. That didn't happen. So these brushes are used for some nail stuff. Works really well for marbling. The next thing you're going to want to have on hand is acetone. I really don't want to show you the acetone I have because I have been doing these nails, so it's it looks a little cursed. You have the cursed jar of acetone. I'm just not going to show that on camera again. And next is a palette of your alcohol inks. So here's my palette. This is just a nice cheap palette for paint. And the cool thing about it is, yes, it'll eventually evaporate, but you can bring it back to life by adding a little drop of alcohol. So I let it dry in there, and then I put it away, and I waste less ink with that. And after we get the marbling down, I am going to put a few veins in it. So for this set, I've decided some black liner, some mint green liner, and a baby blue liner, and that's what I have in these. And these also have a matte coat on top. These have a different matte coat on top after they've been finished. They have matte armor because I'm probably going to do some sort of isolated chrome. So that's what's on top of them now. If we were to put a gloss on them, they would look a little different. But I'll show you that at the end. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to go into your main color. And I just kind of mix it around. And there's no right or wrong way to put this on. And I'm going to keep layering it to build different dimension with the color. I want some darker than others. And you have to give it some time to wait, because the thing is with alcohol ink, it'll evaporate and it'll leave the color on the nail, and then you can go back in and redo it or do it over. My blue I'll kind of put on the edges. And I clean it off in my cursed acetone after every time, and you have to let it dry. And this is going to be the part where I'm probably going to clip it while we wait, because it can take a little time. My white is not, a lot has evaporated, so I am going to put a couple more drops in. If I wasn't lazy, I could have just added some alcohol. You can see it's tinted a little green from me putting it on top of the green, but it really doesn't matter because it's all, you know, ends up together. So I'm going to keep going back in with my colors and layering them. Now, obviously, if you're doing a different kind of marble, you can... These are a little darker than I think these came out. These I would have left more white in them. But we'll keep doing that. And like I said, at this point, we need to wait and let them dry. I'll add some black after this green has evaporated. I have a humid house, so the evaporation process here is a little on the slower side. This is a little watery, so I don't know how this is going to come out, but we're going to do it as such. Get some veins in there. So now, once you have most of your colors painted on, the next step is to manipulate them with your acetone, or in my case, your cursed acetone. So I'm going to go in, and right now this has acetone on it. I'm going to go in and I'm going to start using it to get different variants in these shades of color within the nail. And see, some of it tends to kind of just pool up on that side, just because that's how the nail is. But we'll keep doing this until we're happy with it, right? I'm sorry if my clanking around. I guess this is what I use to mix my green. I guess I could have taken it out of my acetone, and I wouldn't have to subject you to the little clanking. I'm just gonna come through and make some of these veins a little bit more prominent. But I'm thinking this looks good right here. So after this dries, which I'm going to give it a couple more, another minute or two, which I'll try to fast forward through if I can figure out this editing program I downloaded on my computer today. I mean, I'm not too bad with computers. I mean, I built my own gaming PC. I do gaming. I do D&D. I play WoW a lot. But I really like other games. I like Baldur's Gate 3. I love Stardew, and let me tell you, my computer I have is way overpowered for Stardew. But that's one of the games I play a lot. Since I am a dungeon master, I use a program called Dungeon Alchemist to make all my maps for my players. So once that dries, I'm going to first go in with this black liner. And I don't want a lot on it. I'm going to go in and just accentuate some of these already present veins we have that has formed on the nail as such. And I don't, personally, this set, I don't want it like to look like super prominent. So now I have this other cheap brush here. This is one of the first brushes I bought off Amazon when I started being interested in nail art. Now, if you guys don't know, I am not a nail tech. I am a at-home, I have do-it-yourself learner. And I have been doing nail art for about, I want to say since December of 2025. So these are my newest set I just did. I did Monet inspired set for these nails, which everyone seems to love. Very different style than what I normally do, because I'm very big on maximalism. So me having just something so simple is very, very different. So I'm going in, I usually put I blend it, maybe put a little acetone on the brush just to get it blended. I don't want it to look like I used a liner. I want it to look like those natural lines in a rock. But yeah, so I started doing nail art in December of 2025, and I did so because I acquired an allergy to Hema, which, if you don't know, it's in a lot of nail products, and the nail tech I used to go to, well, you know, I didn't know better before I started researching, but she used a lot of products that had high Hema content, and I acquired contact dermatitis. So I started experimenting a little on my end, and I know there's a lot of people that'll tell you, oh, go to an allergist, find out what you're really allergic to, blah, 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 blah. Now, my allergy was honestly not that bad. I would get red around my cuticles, they would itch a little bit. And I have a good working knowledge of healthcare, biology. So I medicated myself with Benadryl, Zyrtec, and hydroxyzine, and topical hydrocortisone cream. Now, I'm not trying to give medical advice, and I'm not telling you to ignore your allergies, but that's what I did. And I did eventually go to an allergist and get tested to find out what exactly it was. So I now use all Hema-free products, and I don't get any reactions from the good products. So a lot of the products I use, I like the two guys. I like Function FX, which of course they're going out of business. Madame Glam is something I started with, but I'm actually really leaning away from that brand. I like some of the other brands better now, just consistency wise, color wise. I have some Apres. I have a lot of Korean gel too. I absolutely love Function of X. I just said that. No, not Function of X. I absolutely love F gel. So use F gel. I have a lot of. Oh, that's some of my hair. Actually, I absolutely love F gel. So I have a lot of them. I also really like Vala. That's a Korean brand. And then I don't have any out to show you, but I just got some Fauve. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I really like, I got a set of like nude cream colored mag gels from Fauve, and I really like them. And I do have some Vetsy as well. I'm on the fence about Vetsy. I haven't had a reaction from it, but I also like know it's coming from China, so I'm a little cautious on it. And you know, I like the other colors. Oh, and PLA. I like PLA as well. I don't get a reaction from them. I've tried Builder Gel at first. I did get some itchies with Builder Gel, so I haven't gone back to that. I also am not sure if that was HEMA-free back then. That was one of the first things I tried. And then I tried Polygel, and Polygel worked great for me. And then also the Gel X and Pro X systems, they also work for me with no problems. And honestly, sometimes if I want to focus on art, I'm going to use... These are actually Pro X tips from PLA. I'm probably going to go that route because I want to... You know, I want to do the art. I don't... You know, I want to learn how to build a good nail and apex and shape it well, but it takes a lot of time to begin with, so I choose to focus more on the art than the actual application. So the Gel X or the Pro X works great for me. Because if you didn't know, and I'm sure if you stick around and find some of my other tutorials or other videos I plan on doing, you will learn, as I will tell you today. I have ADHD. Inattentive ADHD. I was caught late in life, so did not know I had it going through high school and college. I wish I knew I had it through high school and college because I think it would have made my life a lot easier if I had medication, because medication has been life-changing for me. And I think my life would have gone on a different trajectory than it did. But that's neither here nor there. I grew up in the 90s, so, you know, boomer parents. Mental health issues didn't exist back then. How come, you know, all the things. How come my kid's autistic? I'm not autistic, but, well, I'm going to go play with my train set for 12 hours. So, you know the deal, I'm sure. But I'm living my best life at 40 now. And I'm doing nail art, which I love. And I've had such a big collection of it. I've spent thousands of dollars in the last 6 months, because that's only how long I've been doing it. 6-7 months. Thousands of dollars. You know. I mean, hey, if I like it, I like it. Okay, this is going to go in and cure now, because I think we have a good nail. Here's this nail. Actually, I'll show you guys what it looks like with gloss on it. Because those nails are matte. Okay, I don't think I've opened this, so give me I'm sorry. I've been using some Izumi top coat, but I don't know. I mean, I've been using this too, guys, for like most of the stuff on these nails, so I just decided to go to this. And I guess we'll see how this gloss top coat goes. And we're going to cure that. And here is our final product. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you'll come again.